Aloha, aloha, and aloha. Aloha and welcome. Thank you for joining today's live stream. My name is Master Paul, and today is August 31st. It is a Thursday. It is the last day of this month, and it is the last time that I will have an opportunity to connect with each of you that is either watching this live or watching via a podcast or something of that nature. This Sunday, September 3rd, I will be initiating the 12-week program for Awakening Your Spiritual Channels. And today is dedicated to that 12-week program. I'm going to be offering a general overview, some wisdom, some insights, so that those that are interested in opening or awakening their spiritual channels more than what they already are, because we all have varying degrees of awakened spiritual channels, they will have a more clear understanding of what to expect in that workshop. I know for some of you this may or may not be of interest. Then please, if you know of anybody that it is, share with them. So for those that this is just going through their timeline, today I'll be focusing on very brief and general insights on the 12-week subject matter, what you can expect to receive during that 12-week format, and I'll touch a little bit on the wisdoms, the guidance, and the insights, the powers and authorities that I have received to be able to offer this form of teaching, and anything else that is pertinent at this time. And as always, a blessing will be offered towards the end of this live stream. So I hope you can stick around. If it's something you're interested in but do not have the time to watch, I encourage you to go to my website link that's listed above here. That takes you directly to the page dedicated to understanding more about this this 12-week program. There are 5 videos on there along with a synopsis of information. Excuse me. And each of those videos, 4 of the 5 videos are question and answer based, and the first one is an overall informative one. So plenty of information at the website listed above this video if you would like to learn more in that way as well. Also, you can subscribe to my Facebook feed and Facebook friend me. So welcome to all those that are jumping in and joining. Today is going to be actually a very powerful one, because to be able to condense the message that will be offered in this program in 1 hour, it's going to challenge me and be fun. See what I can explain in this very short period of time. And so let's welcome all those that have joined us so far today. Aloha and welcome to Crane. Welcome also to Kathy Arnold. Welcome Kayla. Aloha Carol Whitney, and aloha also to Hazel. Hazel, I did send you a email back. I don't know if you received it, answering your questions. I hope you're able to join this workshop. Welcome also to Dawn Robinson. And also Hazel, I did send a Facebook Messenger message. And welcome also to Vanessa Thompson. Aloha Alyssa, great to see you again here today. I hope the blessings served your husband well, and look forward to serving you more. Welcome to Kristen Rojas. Many times I'll be mentioning things today. Kristen Rojas is my right hand. She is awesome. She placed the posts and links in her chat box, so keep an eye on that. Welcome Linda Smith-Deacons. Welcome Janice. Aloha Suki Singh. Welcome also to Sarah Penton. And welcome Tammy J. Welcome also to Shirley Schuster. And aloha Mary Lou Horke. Welcome Linda Jansen. Welcome Leandra. Welcome also to Nelson. And aloha Kristen Strachan. Welcome Becky Lefave. Welcome also to Angie. Good to see you back here, Angie. Welcome Sasha. Aloha to Stephanie Cannon. And aloha Angie. Welcome M.A. Drade. Welcome also to Ronald Peter. And aloha Michelle Lynn Gill. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. Welcome Leandra. Thank you all for joining. Thank you also for hitting the share button and letting others know about today's live stream. I had a one of those little Thai coffees before, about an hour ago, which has milk in it, and so you'll hear me clearing my throat today because that's what milk does to me. And I might even speak a little fast because of the coffee, so I'll forcibly cause myself to slow down a little bit, but I have a lot to cover in this short period of time. So welcome also to Kelly, Harris, and Scott, and welcome also to anybody else that I might have missed. So as always, we do want to connect heart to heart, soul to soul. So let us go ahead and start by placing our hands in soul light, soul service hand position. Much like our prayer position, we drop the left hand in front of the heart center. The right hand gently remains pointed towards heaven. This is an example of one of the 4 power techniques that I will be sharing with you consistently throughout the 12-week Awakened Spiritual Channels program. And the hand mudra is one of the 4 powers. So this is a hand mudra that connects heaven to our heart centers. So let us place our hands in this position, close our eyes, and let me call forth the beings of light that I can serve you today. Dear our beloved divine creator, all layers of the divine Tao source, our beloved spiritual mothers and fathers, dear beloved Jesus and Mother Mary, beloved Buddha, Kuan Yin, all angels, healing angels, archangels, masters and ascended masters, gurus, lamas, sifu, saints, Buddhas, bodhisattvas, all those serving the planet of the light side. We love you all, honor you all, deeply appreciate and respect you all. And we ask for your presence at this time to please come. We ask for you to please join us, that we might be able to further develop and awaken our spiritual channels. We sincerely apologize for this in all lifetimes, that we have not further awakened to our soul and to our alignment to heaven. We will do better. We ask for your guidance and blessings today. Dear the Source Soul Song of love, peace, and harmony, transmitted to all souls in all universes, we love you, honor you, respect you. We invite you to please turn on, and we invite all souls in all universes to join with us as we chant heart to heart, soul to soul, to join our hearts together and to serve humanity. For those again that are new, this is a mantra. This is a mantra that it heals, it self-heals, and it can serve others. So if you're new to this, just make a request. It is a blessing. Others can please join in. Let us serve. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. 我爱我心儿灵，我爱纯人类，万里让耳目世上，相爱平安和谐，相爱平安和谐。I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. How, thank you. So for those again that are unfamiliar, the Source Soul Song of Love, Peace, and Harmony, if you go to Kristen Rojas' posts, she shares with you how to download it, how to learn more about it. It is in over 40 languages, and it's a song that is dedicated to serve humanity. So you can learn more there. So scroll back a little bit and welcome all the new folks that have joined us. Again, welcome to Ronald Peter. Yeah, if I move the camera back anymore, I'm unable to scroll and reach up and communicate with you guys. So sorry about that. Welcome Patrice. Welcome also to Ali. Welcome CJ. Aloha Atana. And welcome Gina Vittoria. Welcome also to Sarah. Sarah, you gotta tell us your name one of these times instead of a movie star. Welcome Tony. Welcome Kim Morrison. And aloha Tony, welcome Lisa Zarniak. And welcome everybody else if I have not mentioned your name. Thank you again for coming. Welcome also to Nikki Davis Johnson. So today we're focusing on releasing information related to opening the spiritual channels. Now, it is literally takes 12 weeks just to cover the basic necessities of opening the spiritual channels. Today, I hope to focus on the bullet points associated with the program that I will be offering September 3rd. You'll hear me refer to it multiple times. If it piques your interest, I encourage you to click on the links above this video to go directly and find out more and to register accordingly. So, let me tune in as to where to start on this. It's such a massive subject. Okay. So welcome also to Candy, welcome Jean Falcone, and welcome also to Kelly Harrison Scott. Thank you all for hitting the share button, letting other people know about this. Every human being has spiritual channels. We all have a great deal of commonality, starting that we all have a soul. Every soul's purpose all has a commonality, which is to serve. We are a soul first and a physical experience secondarily. So we have spent the majority, I say we very loosely, the majority of us have spent the majority of this life awakening to why we're here. What is life all about? How do we move through and past the suffering and move into a place of consistent joy and love, which is what we know is present because we've had beings of light prior to our presence that have shown us that path. Our beloved Jesus, beloved Mother Mary, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Muhammad, many other great beings in time have led this path to love and light. So there is a path that can be accomplished. Loosely, it's termed the path to enlightenment. In order to get from the place of awakening we're at now to the place we, for the most part, would like to be, which is to understand why we're here, what it's all about, and how can I be in a place of ultimate love and light and joy, we need to awaken our spiritual channels. Every soul in humanity, anyway, has the same, let me rephrase that, every human being has the same structure and the same, that should change things. I don't think my microphone was plugged in all the way. Hopefully that makes things better. Every human being has the same energetic body. We all have 7 chakras. We all have 5 foundational energy centers and anywhere between 20 and 100 hidden energy centers that only the great masters know and typically hide. And then there is the energy and the matter channel, which goes by various names depending on what teachings you follow. Every human body has these same structures. And in doing these practices that I will go over in this 12-week program, you will awaken each and every one of these that actually works in great harmony with each other. For example, the 7 chakras. Now, these are the ones that are most known in mainstream. You will hear a variety of information out there saying there are more chakras. That may or may not be true, but I am not educated in those. And so if that is true, that's not something I'll be sharing. I'll be talking about the 7 that most people know about in a general sense, but the information I'll be going into will be very, very detailed. If, for example, you have a blockage in your 5th chakra, which is your throat chakra, then the heart messages are unable to hear the soul's guidance because the soul leads the heart. The channel from heaven goes through our 7 soul houses, which is, the 7 soul houses is the same thing as the 7 chakras. The reason I use the word soul houses is because they house the soul as the soul moves up and through each of these chakras on the way to enlightenment. My teacher refers to them as a soul house, so I use the same verbiage my teacher, Master Sha, does. So the heaven is always communicating to us through our 7 soul houses. They are also giving us information and empowerments through our 5 major energy centers. The heaven and earth energies and frequencies are running through our energy and matter channel. If there are blockages in any of the 5 major energy centers, any of the 7 chakras, or the channel that connects all of them, and or the energy and matter channel, then we basically have blockages in our communication with our soul, and with our heavens team, and with our creator, and more. And so every human has these attributes, but we all have varying levels of blockages in these. Now, I'm going to pause for a moment and give you some background on my process of learning, education, becoming a certified master teacher. This is for all those that are going, yeah, this sounds good, but who is this guy, and does he really know what he's talking about? So, very short, condensed version. At around the age of 18, I started my awakening process. Went through just about everything most of you have, including reading, understanding many different formats of spiritual growth that are out there. Did the tarot card reading, did the astrology, practiced all of those, did the crystals, did everything related to all the stuff you have practiced in almost every case. They all have value. They all have significance in our soul journey. There's nothing out there that is not of value to us in growing our soul journey. For me in particular, I was looking for the fastest way back home, the fastest way to enlightenment, and the fastest way to validate why the heck I'm here. Because I need to have validation. I'm not the kind of person that, unfortunately, they just trust right off the cuff and accepts whatever is said. I need proof that there's a God, that there's a Jesus, that there's angels. I need these things. And so I had a little bit rougher road in the awakening process. Had I had a bit more trust, it's highly likely I'd be further down the road than I was at that time. I first started training with what is termed as a master when I went to Korea for 6 months. Again, very condensed version of everything. Over there, they do a lot of physical-based activities that clear blockages in the vessel. Clear blockages in the chakras, clear blockages in the energy meridians that every human being has, clearing blockages of soul, heart, mind, and body. Sleeping on average 4 hours a day, and the rest of the time serving. So it was a very difficult 6 months, but by the end of that time, I was feeling energy, and up until the age of 35, I had not felt energy in my body. Heard about it, but never actually felt it. After that 6 months of intensive practice, I could feel energy in my body. I could feel it on the top of my head. I could feel it when I put my hand around somebody. And so there was the first validation from the you got to show me position, where okay, there is a real thing out there. I also had a great depth of understanding in that teaching of the chakras and whatnot, but that was as far as that teaching and that master at that time could take me. About 1.5 years passed, I trained under a different master, a female Chinese master, and she's definitely an enlightened being. She does a lot of miracle healing. I've seen many people's lives saved through her practices, and she has a very unique Qigong practice. Qigong is an energy practice that is very common in China. She is very connected and developed her own, which when people apply can bring great value to your health and wellness. I was unable to receive education from her. I received blessings and certainly helped my health and well-being, and I got a far greater understanding. For that, it was very high-level purification because I did a lot of physical work with no financial return. I gave about 2 years of service with no external remuneration to validate the service. But what happened was heaven was giving me massive virtue-based rewards so that I could then align to a third teacher who has given me the world of information, a big chunk of which I'll be sharing with you in this 12-week program. I then came across the wisdom and teachings of Master Sha. And Dr. and Master Sha is, in my opinion, one of the most extraordinary beings on the planet. He willingly gives very high-level wisdom to all those that want to take the time to attain it. I have paid in my life, in this last 10 years, well over $25,000 in educational fees and in fees to clear blockages in my channels. Now it's a 10-year cycle, mind you, but what it's allowed me to do is be a miracle healer. It's allowed me to connect with heaven, receive very clear messages. It's allowed me to save people's lives. And I'm happy, you know, most people pay $100,000 in educational fees, and then they have to leave the school and spend the next 20 years paying it back, working at Kentucky Fried Chicken, because their education wasn't enough to get them down the street. So I'm perfectly happy with what I have honored for the ability to save people's lives and awaken souls. So that's a short version of my journey. I went through tremendous practice, literally on a daily basis, 2 hours a day on a phone call with other master teachers, practicing what I'll be teaching in this program. Okay, 2 hours a day. Now I'm not saying you have to do that, but that was my journey. And we would practice, and we would ask for messages from beings of light, from our soul, from God, from Jesus, from Buddha. You know, we would always do different practices. And I went through the process of, is this real? Is this not real? You will go through those same processes in this Open Your Spiritual Channels program, because I will give you homework that will ask you to communicate. And you're going to question, well, is this real information? Is it my mind? What is it? I had to go through those processes. Those who join this program will also go through those processes. What happens when you practice is you start receiving information. You start seeing things, and you get very clarification that it's not your mind. How do you know it's clear? Because the words, the way the words come, the images, the way the images come, the words that are chosen and the way they're chosen, they're not, in my case, they were not my words. They were not words that I even use. They were not in the format that I speak. Those that have watched me, you know I speak in a very eloquent and fluid format. Some of these, they were eloquent and fluid, but they were not my words. And so over time I came to have great appreciation for being connected to the soul world, because I took the time to clear the spiritual blockages. This program will be based on this last 10 years of a very dedicated path to opening my spiritual channels to serve you, to serve humanity. The program will start with, there's 12 layers in it, and the first week will start with understanding the nature of soul. Really cannot be covered in one course, obviously, in one 90-minute session, but I will go into as much detail as possible. The course, each of the 90-minute sections will be broken into explanation. About at least one half of the 90 minutes will be dedicated to practice, which is extremely important. Practicing with a master teacher, practicing in a group, will clear your blockages a lot faster. So I will be dedicating a lot of time to the practice. So we'll start each session after the first session with questions and answers to what happened on the previous week. Some people will have some questions, and they'll be needing some answers from what might have happened to them that previous week. So I'm going to answer the questions, and then we're going to go into the education of that particular week's practice for that particular chakra or energy center. And we'll do at least half the time dedicated to practice. We will finish with feedback, again, questions and answers, and preparation for the following week's homework. In between each class, there will be a group session on Wednesdays. So the classes are every Sunday, and on Wednesdays I'll be doing a group session. And the group session will include a full 1 hour of dedicated practice. Maybe 10 minutes of talking, the rest of it just group practice. What will the group practice be? We'll be incorporating the previous 2, 3, 4 weeks. If we have already focused on the 5 major energy centers, we will do a practice to boost all 5 of those. If we have moved into the chakras, we will do a practice to boost those specific chakras that we have been practicing with. Again, in group format and with the transmissions I've received, I will be able to boost each of your power significantly. I will be able to assist each of you with clearing your blockages much, 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 much faster. As the entire program goes on, I will make opportunities available where you can receive individual blessings to clear your blockages individually. I personally paid my teacher, Master Sha, or his master teachers over the course of time to have, my chakras cleared, to have the blockages in my heart chakra or my third eye cleared. You don't have to. It's optional. But it's available, and it assists you on your journey substantially faster. It will assist you with clearing the blockages much faster, and the practices you do will have a far greater efficacy if you allow yourself to receive some of those. And it's always optional. Excuse me. I had, as I mentioned earlier, I had some coffee with milk in it, so it's kind of causing me to cough a little bit. What can you expect to occur for you on a beneficial basis, aside from the obvious? So here's some bullet points of what you can expect. The ability to more clearly hear messages from your soul and the soul world. From your soul, which is who you are, but your soul always has your highest and best interest in mind. Many times we make choices from the mind. So through this program there will be a lot of heart opening, which will allow you to hear your soul. And when you hear your soul, you will not make a mind-based choice. Because when you make mind-based choices too often, your soul will block you. And some of your mind-based choices creates problems in your world. And you don't know it. You're just like, why am I getting blocked everywhere? Why is this so hard to do? Because they're not a soul-guided choice. Your soul knows better. It would tell you if you could hear it, don't do that. That is the wrong approach. Oftentimes, if you think of a sailboat leaving one port and going to another port, a sailboat does not go straight. A motorboat goes straight. A sailboat goes left, right, left, right. Okay? The soul journey is very much like a sailboat. It is not a motorboat. The brain is the motorboat. It says, okay, do A, B, C, D, E, F, and I'll get to G as quickly as possible. But you will discover that that rarely actually works. You want your soul to be in control of your brain and your process. If you follow your soul will go to B, then go back to A, then go to D, then go back to B, clean up this, go to C, and then that will help you go to D, E, F quickly, and then you'll be able to finish. This is how the soul guidance works, because your soul can see. It knows exactly what needs to be done before you get from A to G. If we continue to not open up to our soul, not hear the guidance from the soul in the soul world, we will continue to have blockages in our life. It's very simple if you think about it. Our soul has far more intelligence than us. So the first week is dedicated to that information. You will, in this 12-week program, also have a great opportunity to receive sacred wisdom and teachings to open and develop your third eye. Now, the third eye teaching is actually not until like the 9th or 10th week. Okay? Some of you are like, I want it now. Again, the educational part is very important, because if you do not have all the foundation up until that third eye built, then the opportunity for your third eye to open will be very, very small. We go and do it in the first week. Sure, we can do the work, but you have no understanding, no base. You haven't cleared the blockages in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chakras, which are very important to open the 6th. And so why would we rush to it? So when we get there, you'll have the greatest possibility of success. Now, of course, you'll have to practice. Out of 30 people that join, maybe only 1 or 2 will open. Boom. But that's excellent. The others will take time. You will learn that third eye is not up to you or me. It's up to heaven. You will learn why people open their third eye and how to best use it. You will learn that you do not use your mind to understand what heaven is showing you. You need to open your spiritual channels to hear the message that comes with the third eye images, so that you are able to clearly understand what heaven wants you to know. So third eye has a very important purpose, and it's not so it's oh great, I can see this and I can see that and I can brag. No, this is very important. So I go into these kinds of details with each one of the energy centers, each one of the chakras, the energy, the matter channel, the Wai Jiao, all of that I go into great detail. And this is what you can expect in the program. Again, for those that just tuned in, the 12-week program I'm talking about is listed above the video. You can, after you watch this, click on that link and learn more. Another thing you can expect through the program is a clear understanding of the power and significance of your soul. For example, you literally, if you knew how to connect to your soul, not even communicate to it, just connect to it, you could offer a blessing to someone you care about with your soul's power, and it could very positively affect them. That's just one example of the power and significance of your soul. There are many, many more. You will have a clear understanding of the power of forgiveness, especially in its relationship to opening your spiritual channels. Forgiveness is the opposite of negative karma. You have negative karma, you need a lot more forgiveness. The more forgiveness you do, the better your understanding, the more of the negative spiritual debts leave. The more negative spiritual debts leave, the easier it is to have open communication with your soul, with the soul world, all the beings of light, open your spiritual channels, your third eye, etc. There's a direct association. You will understand that. You will also have a clear understanding of why you are here on earth at this time. Don't even think for a minute it's accidental. You will have a great deal of understanding by the end of this 12-week program, and you will all have a much more clearer, grounded perspective of who you are in relationship to all the people around you, and who you are in relationship to everybody else in humanity, who you are in relationship to God, and how you can clear your life blockages much easier. At the end of this, these will all be natural aspects of the course. You will have a purer and more loving experiences in your relationships. Isn't that interesting? We're doing a course on opening spiritual channels, but you will have a clearer, more pure understanding in your relationships. Why? Because the blockages in the areas we're going to be working on have direct associations to relationships. You will learn this. You will have a layered release, layered meaning not all at once, incrementally, of lifelong sufferings. Of course it will take longer than the 12 weeks, but what will happen as you progress through each week, as you do the practices, and you cannot expect anything to occur if you don't do the practices. You will get nominal success just by joining each Sunday, but if you don't do the practices, don't expect anything beyond minimal to occur. Why? Because heaven is not going to serve you if you don't do your part. So these are some of the secrets that will be revealed. But if you do your practices, heaven will absolutely serve you. They will be right there to assist you. So welcome also to Norm Saunders, welcome Ted, welcome also to Pauline Soares, and anybody else, if I haven't mentioned your name, welcome, thank you for joining. If you came in a little late, I do recommend you watching the earlier portions of this. What else can you expect during this program? More energy, less emotional pain. You can expect greater happiness and more love, both for yourself and for others. A lot of us have self-love issues. We have issues loving others. That will clear somewhat as you go through this course. A lot of us are not in a happy place, okay? These are related to blockages in the 5 major foundational energy centers, in the 7 chakras, in the energy matter channel. Because we are clearing, literally, the spiritual debts from our spiritual body. The repercussions of spiritual debts in the spiritual body reflect in our life, in the relationship blockages, in the happiness blockages, in the emotional pain blockages, and in our physical energy. Okay? Those are all directly related to spiritual level blockages. The soul lives forever. We live about 100 years or less. The soul carries all of our virtue, all of our spiritual debt. That spiritual debt and spiritual virtue mirror images to us down here on the physical. When we clear the blockages in these major energy centers, in these chakras, through these practices, through the wisdom that will be shared, you will release incrementally those things that are causing you to be lethargic and low energy. You will clear incrementally those things that are keeping you from hearing the soul world and getting clear guidance, so you don't make mistakes and cause more problems for yourself. You will naturally have more love and compassion for self and for others, which will improve your relationships and so forth. The reason we have these blockages is because of the way the spiritual debts impact our physical, emotional, mental, spiritual body. And the natural side effect of doing the practices and clearing these blockages is you will feel better in all those areas. Welcome, Anita Clifton. You will have a deep understanding of your soul and the energy body itself and its direct relationship to your health. Virtually everybody that has watched me over this year has seen an improvement in their health, their mental health, their physical, emotional health. They have seen an improvement across the board. If they have stayed, they have come, they have done the practices with me, I can't think of a single person that has not had benefit. Why? Because the wisdom and the practices work. Very simple. Clear the soul blockages, everything else gets better. So you will, by the time you complete this course, have greater understanding of your soul body and your energy body and its direct relationship to your health. Because you'll have that greater understanding, it's likely you will maintain the practices for your health and well-being. And how do I know that? Because 1 or 2 days you might find yourself feeling lethargic and low energy. And then you go, why do I feel bad? Oh yeah, I didn't do my practices the last few days. And the light bulb will come on, and then you'll get validation. And that will happen to you in an up and down cycle, because that's also the nature of purification. I will speak about the nature of purification in this journey of opening your spiritual channels. You will have an understanding of why sometimes we'll go up and sometimes we'll go down, and why it's so hard to do some practices and why some days it's easy. This is a natural part of awakening to your soul. Don't beat yourself up. Just say, okay, I'm ready to get back to the practices. Just know that that will happen. You just keep doing as best as you can. You will have, by the end of this course, life-changing awakening that will empower your future. It will empower your future health, wellness, relationships. It will empower your future manifestation. It will empower because you will not think of life in the same way. You will have a greater vision and a greater understanding of who you are in relationship to everything around you. Side note, make a mental note on this, guys. It will be on a Sunday. The date will be September 23 or 24. I'm guessing on that date. Can't check the calendar now. I will be doing this through Master Sha's Tao Healing Center. I'm going to teach how to be on your spiritual path and not lose all those around you who will think you're crazy or insane, or you're no longer the person they knew, or they judge you, or they criticize you. Whatever that case may be, when we grow on our spiritual path, others around us, they don't recognize us anymore because we are awakened. And so I will be dedicating a 4-hour teaching. It'll have a small fee, like $25, something like that, through the center. It's not for me, it's for the Master Sha's Tao Healing Center. And I'll be teaching the local students, but you're welcome to join, and I will tell you more about it when the links to register for that course is created. And so I'm doing these teachings on Sundays. It will come like 3 or 4 hours later at the center. So just kind of heads up on that. It will be important, especially as you go through these 12 weeks. You will start changing. You will start growing. You will be excited. You will want to tell other people about it. They will think you're a little bit lulu. You need to have education as to how to communicate with others so that it does not create problems for you so that they are supportive of you and you are honoring of wherever they're at, which might not be at the same place you're at. You need that education so that you don't ostracize people in your life, okay? So although that's not part of this 12-week program, I encourage you to join that. It will be very important for you. Not the last thing, but the last thing on my bullet points that you will get from this course is greater attunement to heaven, your soul, and the web of life. Greater attunement. What does that mean? That means that something may happen. You'll be like, wow, that was awesome. Why did that happen, heaven? And you'll instantly hear why. And you might have money that you didn't expect show up. And you might have an event that occurs that in the past you would judge as not very nice, kind of unpleasant. But because you have a greater spiritual attunement, you'll just kind of look at it instead of react to it. You'll just kind of look at it and go, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what kind of conditions brought that into my life. And I'll ask heaven, what's the best way to deal with this? You will come at everything from a bit of a higher perspective. It takes time, but these are some of the things you can expect as you move through this program, okay? So these will vary from individual to individual. It really is dependent upon your existing level of awareness, your practice, your willingness to follow the wisdom and the guidance that will be shared, and your individual karmas, because each of your spiritual debts, karmas and whatnot are unique to you. So some people it may be very smooth and everything I said will pan out exactly as I said. And others may get 50% of that and wonder why they're not getting 100% of it, and so forth. It's going to be different for everybody because of the nature of your individual life and your soul. But for everybody, they will get percentages of everything I've said there into their life. So this is what you can expect during this program. Now I set it up to where the total honor fee for the whole program is $360 for 12 weeks. That's roughly $30 a session. And that's pretty cheap when you consider we're going to be doing a lot of group practice and I'll be using my transmissions to assist you. Also, you can register all at once, but if it's a bit difficult or the check doesn't come through for a week or two, you can do 3 payments. It's slightly more if you do 3 payments, but it gives people the flexibility to do things over time. Everything is recorded. If you cannot make the time, I'm going to go, it's 9:30 Hawaii time, 12:30 Pacific time. I believe that's 3:30 Eastern time. I would make it about 8:30 p.m. in the UK, 9:30 p.m. in Europe, about 5:30 a.m. in Australia, I think. I'm going off memory. I'm kind of adjusting in my brain the time zone differentials. So it kind of gives you an idea of when I'm starting. If you cannot be there live, then each video is recorded. It will take me a couple of hours to upload it. Each of you that register, there is a link I give you. By the way, if you register, please listen carefully. If you register through my website, do not just jump out of the website once you register. Look at the page that pops up once you register. On the page that pops up once you register, it gives you very specific instructions, a place to click. Follow that. That gives you a lot more data and detail, because registering financially is only one part of it. You still have to register for the webinar itself, because there's a specific item you need to download. You can watch this on your telephone. You can watch it on an iPad, a laptop, a desktop, but you will need the little Zoom. It's called the little Zoom app if you're on a phone, or the Zoom download. So make sure that once you register, you follow the links to do that. I will do my best to follow up with each of you and send you the appropriate information. One of those links is to accessing all the recordings. Okay, so the follow-up information has 3 or 4 pieces of information, and one of them is click on this to access all the recordings. Okay, it will take me a couple of hours to convert the video into something that you can watch again. You will always have access to this. So buy once, you pay for the course once, you can always go back there, okay? And rewatch it again, practice again, listen to it again. So that is truly a great attribute of this program as well. At some point I will offer it again, probably not immediately right away, but I will offer it again. I might wait till like January the following year before I reinitiate it. I will also probably develop an advanced course beyond that for those that have attended that course already. And the advanced course will be focusing specifically on further awakening of your spiritual channels. Okay, so you can expect those moving forward going into the future. All right. Let me now connect. I'm going to ask Heaven what I can do to serve all of you for coming today. I'm going to ask a favor of each and every one of you. Let me check first what I can give you. Okay. So, for those that are already registered, if you have already convinced somebody else to sign up for the program, you also will receive this gift. For those that are already registered or plan on registering, if you can get somebody else to register at the normal full honor fee, tell me who it is. Okay, this is my friend Bonnie, and she's registering because I sent her this information and she's excited and da-da-da-da. For those that find anybody else to register, what I will give you is a soul light blessing. Now this used to be called soul operation, a Tao soul light blessing. I did this for a gentleman last week who had days of sciatic hip pain. 9 out of 10 scale. Did a Tao soul light operation, down to 0 instantly. I gave this to a person who had months of neck shoulder pain, and it went down instantly. Again, it was like a 0 or a 1, and I checked back with her 2 weeks later. It was still completely gone. So the Tao soul light blessing is huge. So I will offer that to anybody that can find somebody who is able to honor the full honor fee. They can start after the first week. That's okay, because it's recorded. I'm going to suggest this for up to the first 3 weeks. Beyond that, a person has to be pretty dedicated to do the catch-up. But the first 3 weeks, they should be able to catch up in doing the practices and watching the recordings and so forth. So this is my promise to each of you. So now I will offer each of you a blessing using one of my treasures, and then I will wish you a wonderful weekend. So everybody sit up straight, close your eyes, bring your back away from the back of the chair, relax your shoulders, place your palms over your lower abdomen. Make a request to heaven. One request: body part, organ, system, health condition. Not gonna, let me check. No, I can't offer financial blessings. Too big. Body part, organ, system, health condition. Silently, you don't have to write it down. 10 more seconds. This is for you only. Don't ask for somebody else. I ask this treasure I've just turned on to offer a blessing to everybody watching at this time. Everybody who listens to podcast as appropriate. Blessing begin. Hey ya hey ya yo hey ya yo. Hey hey ya yo. Hey ya hey hey ya yo. Hey ya hey yo. Hey ya hey ya hey yo. Hey ya hey yo. Ya hey hey ya hey yo. Ya hey yo. Ya hey ya yo. Ya hey hey ya yo. Ya hey ya yo. Ya yo ya yo. Hey ya yo. Hey ya yo. Hey ya hey ya hey ya hey ya hey yo. Ya hey ya yo. Ya hey ya hey ya hey ya yo. Hey ya yo. 好，好，好 Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're all very, very blessed. So again, even if you have shared this with others, spoke about it, tried to convince them with your words, use my words instead. This video has a URL. It has a link. Send them this link. Anybody that has any level of interest, say, you know, you mentioned before you would like to, you know, da-da-da-da-da, or you're not sure you understand enough about the program to make that choice, whatever it is, send them this link. This will do the job for you, okay? I thank you so much. I hope all of you can join. If you are in a limited condition, connect with me on Facebook Messenger. I am working with a few students to where they are able to honor under very special conditions, giving them just a slight more time than normal to cover their bases. I don't want to inhibit somebody's soul journey because of a time limitation. So connect with me if you're one of those, and I will see what I can do to serve you. Okay? Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all the beings of light who have come to serve at this time. Gong song, gong song, gong song. Bye bye everybody. Have a great weekend. I hope to see you on Sunday for the first day of the Awakened Spiritual Channels. Bye bye.